Well, I am getting off of Suboxone in about, tomorrow's going to be my last day of actually taking it. Um, I've been taking down to a half a milligram. I'm going to jump off from a half. Basically, I've been a slave to opium for, excuse me, I got this like allergy cough. I've been a slave to opium for like 11 years, little like right around there, a little over a decade. Started with, you know how it is. Started it with morphine, loved it, and just pretty much oxys, methadone, whatever. I didn't ever do heroin by the grace of God. For whatever reason, like I would go so far with everything else, but I wouldn't do that. I would just like, well, I'll take 20 of those, but I'm not going to shoot up, stupid, whatever. I mean, I guess not stupid, but well, anyway, whatever. But I decided to document it. It's something that I had thought about doing anyway, and after seeing some people on YouTube do it, it did kind of inspired me as far as if it helps people, like that's awesome. That's all that's what it's for, I was on a Suboxone program years ago. I got all clean off of that. I did the whole program, and I was clean for 7 months is how far I got, and then I had a relapse, and that was quite some time ago. Relapse, had to tell the wife, the whole thing. You know how it is. It's terrible. You're ashamed. You feel like crap. You hurt those who you love the most. Anyway, but so got back on, was back to going hard, and then I decided, like, I don't know, maybe I was on another 2 years or something, or a year. I don't even remember, honestly, like a year or two. And I did it, and I was like, okay, I'm getting off again. So I did it. Well, I had done research beforehand, and I'd heard of kratom, and I was so skeptical. I just like picked up a little thing of it and whatever, took it, added it to my arsenal of crap, to help with the agony. And I took some, and it really helped a lot. And in typical me fashion, I just started taking that every day, and there was still like depression stuff, and there were still things that I dealt with, even with the kratom, it helped a lot, but to me, like, there was something in my heart, too, when I was doing that. Like, I didn't feel, people would congratulate me and stuff, and I just, I don't know, I just didn't really feel, I knew I was cheating, or that's how I felt. For me, I was spending a lot of money on it too, so really it's like, I mean, to everyone their own, like, whatever, but me personally, like, God, the way he convicted my heart. So anyway, so then I just stopped taking that, like, just like straight up, like, in the middle of like a work week, and actually like dealt with it all right. Like, it wasn't fun, but it wasn't that agony of opium withdrawal. So I stopped taking that for, like, I don't know, a month and a half, or maybe even 2 months. I don't even know. And, pills presented themselves to me, once again, where I worked. Like, people took them, and had them in abundance, a lot. Those were, it was before now. In fact, the guy, he's dead. his whole house is dead. Actually, this is what it does to you, and you live that lifestyle and you keep hard at it, it's gonna kill you. I mean, yeah, we're all gonna die, but you're gonna die in your 40. He died when he was 40. You're gonna die when you're 40. You're gonna die when you're 50, or you're gonna make it to 70 or 80, and and then there's the whole thing of quality of life, of course, and loving people and serving other people, and quit not being a selfish jerk your whole life, all of that, too. But so it was all around me, and that's not an excuse. I'm not using that as an excuse at all. Actually, I made the choice. I knew what it felt. I knew the agony of it. I knew how bad this stuff was, and I still relapsed again. And I remember the second time, the kratom second time, I remember telling myself, like, well, like, I jumped to kratom, I could jump to kratom again. If it gets out of hand, like, almost like planning, like, oh yeah, I know it's going to get out of hand again, and I'm going to have to get on kratom again. It's just so stupid looking back on it. So anyway, after the second time, because I really, I had to tell my wife again. We just had our kid, and I had just gone back on opium, pills, whatever. I just say opium because it was nothing. It was anything, any and every, as much as I could get. Morphine was my bag, baby. I mean, that's what I wanted the most. Anyway, told her, and we pretty much, it hurt my parents, it hurt my wife, it hurt, anyone that cares about me, close to a lot of cousins of mine. And we, at first, in my mind, and in my family's mind, it was like, okay, you need to probably be on Suboxone for the rest of your life. And even when I went back, I found a Suboxone doctor, because after I told my wife, we got right on it and found a really good doctor, and who's just been great. But even he, at the beginning, I told him my story, and there's more to it. I'm not going to get into everything. We all kind of just know, like, right? Like, we know, we it's all the same story. It's just a little bit, there's some variations of stuff, he was like, when you get down to like a low dose, you're a candidate to, you might just want to be on it for the rest of your life, and so I kind of thought that at first. I remember that my mom was on board, and even my wife was on board with that, but I came back to Christ, and I would read my Bible at night, and some of you guys might not want to hear this. I don't really care. This is my life, and this is my story, and this is the truth. Truth is truth, and whatever. I'd read my Bible, and I had this burning desire of, Gabe, you need to get off this, because I have plans for you, and that's true. God has a plan for everybody. He has a plan for you. He has a plan for me. He has a plan for, it doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter. He has a plan for you. If you humble yourself before him, he will exalt you. He will upgrade you. It would be another way of translating that. And he works all things for the greater good. All this bad that I have done to myself, like, for so long, he can actually pull me through this and actually use it for good. All the dirt, all the heartache I've caused myself and people and whatever, just really being a selfish jerk for so long. So I knew in my heart, like, I have to do this and beat this. I have to do it. And the only way I'm going to do it, the only way I'm going to actually successfully do it, to actually do it for the rest of my life, because it's a lifelong thing, is with God, and Jesus Christ, to be more specific. the God of the Bible, the God of the Old Testament, and the God of the New Testament, the God of the Holy Bible. He's living, he's real, and he lives right here in this heart. And there's other things too, sorry. There's other things too. I shouldn't be alive. I'm not gonna get into all that. But I shouldn't be alive, you guys. Seizures and whatever. But I wanted to document this. And so this is, I think I already said it. This is the first video. I'm going to try to do as many as I can, as often as I can, because I want to share it with people, try to help people. And honestly, and even there's a couple aspects of some selfishness. I think it's going to feel good making these videos, and I think it's going to be good for me to watch them too, honestly, when I'm going through like the crap, and you're working and you don't know how you're working because you don't have any energy and you didn't sleep, and and to let it out and to tell the camera, and then to go and watch it and be like, oh yeah, that's some terrible stuff. I have a kid. I got a 4-year-old kid. And it's time. It's been overdue. I've waited too long as it is. Every excuse that you could make, and I've had some unfortunate stuff happen, but that's life. And ready to do this. And so anyway, God bless, and hopefully, I don't know. Not hopefully, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm getting off of Suboxone. I guess hopefully it's not as terrible as I know it's going to be. But you got to pay the piper, and but Christ will get me through it. I know it, because he works. All things. He's for us, all things for the greater good to those who love him. Anyhow, see you on the other side.